Greetings and welcome to the Skills to Succeed Academy Introduction and Overview webinar. Your speakers for today's webinar are Rachel Mann, ACT board member, Krista Tracy, Skills to Succeed Academy, and Jamika Thigpen from the CTE faculty. I'm Rachel Mann, and I am the Vice President of New and Related Services on the ACT board. As a former CTE teacher and also in my current role, I research projected changes in the world around us and how we can better equip students for these forecasted changes. I meet with leaders in business and industry on a regular basis to get a pulse on what the current needs are, along with the changes that will impact the future workforce. Regardless of the industry, whether it's a tech company, finance organization, someone in the medical field, or in transportation, or even dairy farms. In addition to the technological advances that we're already seeing, the response is always professional skills. That's what the workplace is looking for now and in the future, whether it's the ability to communicate effectively, work in a team, or using technology in a responsible manner, or even the ability to adapt to the rapid changes and to be able to learn new skills. The individuals entering the workforce with what we used to call soft skills and now refer to as professional skills are the ones who are sought after and experience the most success in the workplace now and will continue to do so in the future. Virtually every job is already being transformed by technological advances, and this trend will increase exponentially with advances in disruptive technologies. Education has always been about the future. As the very nature of work changes, we have to ensure that education keeps up. This means ensuring that students leave school and transition from their CTE programs to their next step in life, whether it's going into the military, post-secondary, or pursuit of industry credentials, or moving directly into positions in the workforce. They need the professional skills to succeed. Employability skills such as communication, collaboration, and critical thinking never go out of style. These are the skills that are future-proof across all segments of the world of work. Strong CTE programs lead to a productive workforce and a vibrant economy. ACTE knows the value of employability skills and that preparing students to be successful is integral to future success. That is why we have partnered with the Skills to Succeed Accenture Academy to provide every CTE instructor and every CTE student with these free resources that will motivate students while providing them with real-world scenarios in an engaging format and to help students thrive in their future career. Now I would like to introduce Krista Tracy, who will share with you what this platform is all about.
Great. Thank you, Rachel. This is Krista Tracy, and I'm the U.S. lead for the Skills to Succeed Academy. And we at Accenture are just thrilled to partner with ACTE to make the Academy available to your membership. As Rachel indicated, I think it's just a great complement to CTE programs, and we'll be talking more about that as we go through. But first of all, just a bit about Accenture. If you're not familiar with us, we're a professional services company, and technology is really at the heart of what we do. And we have over 500,000, or I would say almost 500,000 employees around the world. So as you might imagine, we have quite a bit of experience reviewing resumes, interviewing, hiring, and onboarding new employees. And we took that point of view, as well as our technology know-how, to create the Skills to Succeed Academy. And it's part of our corporate citizenship programming. So we have a goal by 2020 to help 3 million people build the skills that they need to get a job or start a business. We've made great progress. We're at 2.8 million. And out of those 2.8 million, over 128,000 have been skilled globally through the Skills to Succeed Academy. And out of that 128,000, over 80% indicate that their employability skills have improved through the Academy. I want to get us started by showing a quick video. I think it does a really good job of capturing what the Academy is all about. So let me get to that and cue it up.
This is Sam, and this is Lila. They're two of the characters you'll meet in Accenture's Skills to Succeed Academy. You'll help them plan their careers, find the right job, and once they have a job, you'll help them keep it.
The Skills to Succeed Academy's got highly effective digital training.
And it's got unique simulation technology.
The Academy is kind of like a flight simulator for the world of work.
So you must have some weaknesses. No, it's perfect. What would you say your weaknesses are?
Each step of the way, you'll decide what we should say and do.
Sometimes we'll get it right.
And sometimes we'll make mistakes, so you don't have to.
Well, I'm not too good at getting up in the morning. I'm just not a morning person, which makes me really late for things. I really need to work on that. I've got no get up and go.
Sam, are you taking this seriously?
Different combinations of choices lead to different outcomes, so there's thousands of ways that things can turn out.
What would you say your weaknesses are?
One of my biggest weaknesses used to be taking criticism. At school, I used to get really defensive when teachers spoke about my work. Now I know that feedback can be a good thing, so I get less defensive nowadays.
Good example.
Now, it's just like real life.
So I like showing that video because I think it does a good job of capturing what the Academy is all about. Before we get into some of the details, I wanted to share a few headlines with you. First and foremost, the Academy is a free online learning program, and it's designed to build skills and confidence of people so they can make good career choices, they can find a job, and once they have a job, that they can keep it. And it was initially designed for younger job seekers, 16 to 24. However, it has been used with people of all ages. It was designed by Accenture. We worked with subject matter experts as well as job seekers themselves to really understand the barriers and mistakes that people make in the job seeking journey. It started off in the UK about 5 years ago. And since then, it has expanded to Ireland, South Africa, Australia, the Philippines, and we just went live with a version for the U.S. about 18 months ago. As you saw in the video, it's just a very immersive, media-rich way to learn. We actually partner with a gaming developer to develop those scenarios and simulations, and it's just a very fun, immersive way to learn. And it's pretty flexible too, so it can be delivered in the classroom, used as individual self-study, used one-on-one with advisors, or any combination of those. And it's just very easy to implement, so there's nothing to install, nothing to configure, nothing to customize. It's just a website that you go to and start learning. And it's made up of 3 courses and 36 modules. Those modules are about 15 to 30 minutes apiece. It's a pretty rare person who will take all 36. I would say on average people take about 4 or 5. And there's an opportunity with an upfront assessment to personalize the learning so learners can focus on the modules that they need the most. Alternatively, often instructors will assign specific modules to students, so it can be used either way. These are some of the benefits that our partners have shared with us regarding the Academy from a learner perspective, an advisor or faculty perspective, and an organization perspective. But probably the best way to share some of these benefits would be through a story that one of our partners shared with us. It's a story of a guy named Tony, and he had been out of work for quite some time and was really doing anything and everything that he could to get a job. But he wasn't having much luck, so he walked into our partners, one of our partners, and met with an advisor, a career counselor. And the career counselor said, you know, I'd like to help you, but I'm stretched pretty thin right now. What would you think about taking some online training through the Skills to Succeed Academy? So he recommended a few modules for Tony. And Tony took the modules on filling out applications and interviewing. And he reported back that he really liked them. He liked that he could access them anytime, any place. He really liked the learning approach with the simulations and scenarios. Also, Tony had lower reading ability, so he really appreciated all of the video and audio content. He didn't have to rely on his reading skills so much. And he felt, pretty good and pretty prepared when he met with his advisor to get some additional one-on-one coaching. From the advisor standpoint, the basics had already been covered through the academy, so he didn't have to spend time on that. He could really spend time just kind of getting to the core of, some additional tips that Tony would need. And within a couple of weeks, Tony ended up getting a job, which is great from that perspective, and it also just really leveraged the time of his career advisor. And it's also been, from an organization standpoint, just been a really nice partnership. This organization now has online employability training at no additional cost, no development effort. It's just been a really great partnership. So I'm going to switch gears a bit and just talk a little bit about the learning approach. So as I think you heard Tony say in the video, the Academy is like a flight simulator for the world of work. And what we mean by that is learners will meet young adults who are facing real-world career challenges. They'll help them navigate those challenges and make decisions in a safe environment. If they get too far off track, there's a coach who will pop up and offer guidance and encouragement along the way. And also sprinkled throughout the Academy are interviews that we conducted with career counselors, employers, job seekers themselves, just to understand their challenges and their tips for success. The other thing to share with you is just the learning approach of the Academy. So we really strive to make it as realistic, relevant, and engaging as possible. And one of the ways that we do that is through the use of characters. So you saw Sam in the video. He's 19, he's from Los Angeles, and he wants to get a job as an IT customer support. So these characters represent different geographies, different life situations, different types of jobs that they're going after. You also saw Lila. She's a little bit younger. She is doing some career planning. There's Karen from Atlanta. She's getting her first full-time job. There's Daniel. He's had a little bit of trouble with the law and is trying to get his life back on track, and he wants to get a job in construction. There's Brian. He's a first-generation immigrant, and he's tired of working in the family business and wants to get a job in security. There's Claire, who's a single mom. She needs a full-time job. And Angela, she actually has a 4-year college degree, but she's underemployed and wants to get a job in corporate finance. Rose, a recent veteran. Eric, he's from New York, and he wants to get a job in fashion. And then Louise, who is a little bit older and serves as a mentor to some of these younger job seekers. Also, just to share with you that the Academy is based on the idea of blended learning. So there are online modules. You saw a sample of that in the video. There are offline materials. We call these activity packs, and they contain additional exercises, checklists, templates, and action plans. And then there are advisor-led activities. We have discussion guides that go with each of the modules for instructors to facilitate a classroom discussion. And all three of these can be used together to really maximize the benefit of the Academy. To give you a quick example, let's say I wanted to learn a little bit more about resumes. I can go ahead and take the module. I can learn the different types of resumes, different parts of a resume, tips for writing a good one. And then I can download the activity pack where I can get a resume template and start creating my own resume. And then I can come to the classroom where my teacher or advisor can lead a discussion with the class based on our particular needs. So really all three of these elements work together to maximize the benefit of the Academy. And before I talk a little bit about the delivery approaches, I just want to share a bit more about the content itself. So there are 3 courses and 36 modules. The first is You and Your Career. That is all about thinking through your career choices, thinking through your interests, your skills, your motivation. That is made up of 6 modules. Then there's Getting a Job. That is 20 modules, and that's really the heart of the Academy. And it starts at the very beginning with identifying your transferable skills, creating a resume, filling out a job application online, preparing for interviews, whether they're face-to-face, on the phone, with the panel interview, whether they're traditional interviews or behavioral interviews. And there's also a really great module about how social media can help or hurt you in your job search. And then finally, there's success in work. So once you have a job, how can you keep it? And this module covers some of the basics, like why it's important to be on time for work and what it means to be professional. Then it moves into topics like teamwork and how to handle conflict in the workplace, time management, how to stay motivated. So really all those things you need in your first few days and weeks on the job. So that's a little bit about the content. Now I wanted to share some different ways that the Academy can be delivered. These are some of the most popular ways. The first is the computer lab approach. So with this, each learner has their own PC or tablet, and they are taking modules together. The instructor is walking around the room, facilitating conversation, answering questions. Then the next approach would be the homework approach. So the instructor or advisor would assign some homework, and then learners would take that either at home or in the library or wherever they have access to the internet. And then they come back in the classroom to discuss and debrief the modules. Then there's the Career Center approach. That is what I mentioned as I was talking through the story of Tony, where the learner would meet with an advisor. The advisor would recommend several modules and follow up with some one-on-one coaching. And then lastly, there's the presenter approach. So this works out really well for organizations with lower access to technology. And also sometimes it's just the comfort level of the instructor. And with this approach, the instructor or advisor is presenting on a projector at the front of the room. The class is following along, making different choices together as a group. So that's another option for delivering the Academy. The Academy has really been used with all different types of organizations, audiences, and programs. For organizations, we have worked with high schools, colleges, nonprofits, government agencies. It's been used with a wide variety of audiences. So it's been used with youth, adults, ESL students, learners with intellectual disabilities, senior citizens, veterans, Head Start parents, TANF recipients, justice-involved youth and adults, and all different types of programs, whether it is, soft skills training, internship preparation, but it's just a really great fit, I think, with career and technical education. The Academy has been used with engineering, automotive, manufacturing, architecture students, with robotics programs, construction programs, computer science and IT, digital media, business and entrepreneurship programs, CDL programs, cosmetology programs, massage therapy programs. So it's really been used with a wide variety of organizations, programming, as well as audience. And with that, this is a great segue to Jamika Thigpen. Jamika is one of our CTE instructors who has made extensive use of the Academy. So over to you, Jamika, to tell your story.
Okay, thank you for having me. We have been using S2S Academy since February. We teach an employability skills course where students are it's sort of a prerequisite before they go into industry training. We have gotten amazing feedback so far from our students. In the class, we cover topics such as resume writing, job applications, business documents, interviewing, punctuality, and attendance. And S2S Academy has been phenomenal to use as a supplemental tool to what we're already teaching. Our students enjoy that it is an engaging program. It's not boring. It's something that has a little humor in it. They like the fact that it's flexible. They work at their own pace, so our students enjoy that a lot. One of our students, Bernard, was so impressed with S2S Academy that he felt compelled to share his story with us as well. What he enjoyed most was the application modules, the job interviews, and resumes. Bernard was somewhat comfortable with using S2S, somewhat comfortable with job interviews and applications, but after using S2S, he said that he felt better equipped to go out and apply for those jobs, especially since he was entering an industry that he had not worked before. So it has been phenomenal for us. We have decided to extend the program out and introduce it to all of our career instructors who will be using it this fall. And our administration at the college has been so impressed with S2S that they are going to extend it out to the entire college starting next fall in 2020 so that everyone will have the opportunity to use S2S and benefit from it. And now we'll go to Lauren.
Yes, thank you so much, Shamika. My name is Lauren Philibrown, and I currently serve as a program coordinator here at the Association for Career and Technical Education. And I just wanted to thank Rachel and Krista and Jamika for keeping this moving and for having a great webinar here that shares a lot of information. As we've heard today, there's a lot of good points here from the Skills to Succeed Academy and reasons that we could use it. And we just want to encourage anybody who's turning into this recording to visit the website at www.act.org//ST2S. And that site will be live in a couple weeks, but we wanted to draw attention to that. So thank you for joining in today's recording, and thank you again to our presenters.